Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to Project Hell. Today we are driving the front wheel drive front straight 5 Ford Focus RS from 2009. And this is the second attempt at recording the video. I screwed up a lot and decided to start checking my phone during the last attempt. So we got 303 horsepower, it's not particularly fast, it's road C2 specification. Just for reference, that is kind of in between the Caterham 7 Classic and the Superlight R500. Have we done anything that's road C3 already? Sincerely doubt it. Or C2. Slightly slower than the C1 or the 1 Series M Coupe. About the same as the A1 Quattro apparently. It's in the same classifications. So let's get started on the Nordschleife. It's not Nordschleife or Nordschleife, it's Nordschleife. It's actually Nordschleife. I immediately regret a mistake I just made. Because I forgot to refill my e-cig. I'll do it going along the main straight. By the main straight I mean the super long one that comes before this little complex. So I thought this was a front wheel drive from my initial run. Somehow I didn't cop that it was front wheel drive yesterday when I was testing. My testing time, by the way, which I think was done under slightly different track circumstances, was an 8:14.3. I'm going to try and get something quite close to that. I have it down to the thousandth of a second, so hopefully at the end of the video. Also, there is no official record of that time because I did a free practice session as opposed to a time trial, which is what project has now been recorded and streamed in just for basically for ease of access for you guys. It's all well and good me doing an outlap, but I mean, if I screw up on the outlap and destroy the car, kind of negates the whole point of it, doesn't it? Because I have a few outlaps where I screwed up towards the end and just said, "Ah, screw it, I'll start over." Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of trying to set lap times. And to be honest, the one car that made me change my mind was the Mazda Red Bull. Because that thing I would have had to do like a 50-mile-an-hour outlap. In fact, I did do an outlap in it the first time, for the first lap. And I literally just put it into 6th and went away. 6th gear, half revs. Try and keep it under 150 kilometers an hour. That was the Red Bull outlap. Come on, stick to the inside. There we go. So I'm not particularly good with front-wheel drive cars. I'm actually much happier when the tail can slide out under acceleration instead of the I'm much happier with power on oversteer than power on understeer, which is what front-wheel drive cars tend to have. For some reason the car is just not syncing up this time. I'm following my usual lines, but the car is just not sticking properly. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. That was a good example of the car's just doing a weird thing this time round. I mean, if I can get a lap in, that's great. Won't necessarily be a lap that I'll be overly pleased with, but a lap is a lap is a lap. I am quite happy though of the I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of background noise, so you may have noticed that the videos have had edited sound for the last couple of times through. I'm trying to get the sound quality better in videos because obviously I can. I have the ability and the knowledge and the tools. Somewhat importantly, I mean, it's all well and good to have the knowledge and ability, but not the tools. Oh, I know exactly how to do this. Oh, how? Oh, I can't. What do you mean you can't? I don't have the tools? So this is, if you haven't already guessed, a manual gearbox. So the blipping on downshift is actually me, which is why sometimes it's rev limiter, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, that was a big risk. I'm taking it kind of easy on this lap. I don't want to make too many... I mean, this section is one section where you can really screw up the entire lap, and I've done it. Yep. I saw that happening. Let's restart. Alrighty then. If you're wondering why I'm starting from first gear, it's because I've just refilled my e-cig, and if you saw... if you already knew that, it means I've done screwed up and forgotten to edit that section out. But you'd already know that. Aha! That was a terrible downshift. Come on, focus, come on. There we go. Be nice to me. Another terrible downshift brought to you by Rainbow Dave's lead feet. Come on. I shouldn't need 6 too much over the course of this lap. I'm going to take a bit of a risk here and just take this at a speed much higher than I'm used to. Or, you know, the exact same speed because I feathered the throttle too much. In theory, I should need 6th coming along here. In theory and practice, no. Whoa! I managed to spin a front-wheel drive car, good lord. Yeah, and for anybody who doubts it's front-wheel drive, can I like skip forward to there now? Sounds a bit like a Formula 1 car if I speed it up. Yeah, for anybody who doubts this is a front-wheel drive car, you're about to find out that it actually is. Or, you know, not. Because... yeah, I can't change the camera. Okay. Let's restart again. So, for most of the lap, I can't see the tachometer. I can't see what revs I'm pulling. So, you'll occasionally hear me hit the rev limiter on upshifts. That's just because I don't know what... I haven't memorized the noise I'm listening for, and sometimes I'm just a bit late. So that sounded about right. I'm trying to pay attention to the lights on my wheel as well, but I mean, when I'm trying to get around corners like this, it does become a bit more difficult. I'm pulling it wide. That's the sound, okay. Come on, stick, yes. Normally I do that at 170s, you've probably seen before, but this time I'm getting... oh, I'm really getting good speed. It's not worth using 6th. I hate that hairpin so much. I do believe the car left the ground there. Again, 6th won't be necessary along here. Oh my god, I hate front wheel drive cars. They just do not want to turn. I mean, I need to remember that I'm not driving a rear wheel drive car, and I need to leave it roll the corners a bit more. Like that. Because as soon as I touch the throttle, it's just understeer for weeks. Not even for days. Sometimes I can get in the right place, but then sometimes you have to late apex corners, and I'm just not used to front wheel drive. Give me 4-wheel drive or rear wheel drive any day and I can do that, but this thing, it does escape me at times. Just because I think now that I'm thinking it's front wheel drive, so I'm driving differently, and that's affecting the lap. Come on. If I knew how to drive a front wheel drive car fast, I would. But this is just me driving it as fast as I can, because I'm driving it with a rear wheel drive style. Which is, I am completely aware of the completely wrong driving style for this car. Because all I'm doing is inducing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of understeer, which means I'm having to take the corners probably a lot slower than I should be taking them. Like, that felt right, but it was probably slow. It could just be the case the front wheel drive cars, you just can't drive them as quickly as rear wheel drives, because you have to drive them differently. The one advantage of the carousel is that it's banked, so pretty much most cars are going to go through there in a predictable manner. Okay, so this is going to be a section where I'm just building up speed. Oh, never mind. Forgot about that corner and this corner. Okay, so for here on out, I'm kind of building up speed. Small bit on the brakes, so just let it roll through here, as opposed to just slamming the throttle midway through, like I normally would. Feels like I'm having to kind of steer with the brakes to an extent. Yeah. If I can... Yeah, I can steer with the brakes, so I'm having to... Oh man, I'm having to change my driving style on the fly, because I'm having to... I usually right foot brake 90% of the time, but it kind of feels like I've got a left foot brake a bit more in this thing. Like a left foot brake in paddle shifted in sequential cars, but normally with manuals it's a right foot brake because I'm normally off the throttle anyway. That wasn't a cut track for some reason. I think I'm best sticking to the braking that I'm comfortable with, even if it's probably slower. Is this lap still good? Yes, it is. And reasonably paced as well. It's probably not going to beat an 8:14, which is my practice time, but I was screwing about with trying to change my driving style halfway through the lap, so I wouldn't expect it to be a faster time. I'm gonna have to make a note for myself somewhere that I need to remember to put bits out of this. Okay. Through here and now just... Okay. That was a bit scary. Car just flat out decided, no, I'm gonna go off in a weird direction. Oh! Crap, that was faster time. Oh. So that was my official lap, as I've got it written down in my little book of horrors. So my official lap around here, my is an 8:13.737. Which is I make it 6/10 faster than what I did in practice in testing. So we now have an official lap. Let's see what that puts us on the world leaderboard for the Ford Focus RS. Now I am comparing like to like. I don't want to be trying to compare like to, you know, Ford Focus RS to the guys who are cheating, quite blatantly cheating as well. So it's 8:13, so we're not in the top 30. We're probably in the top 50, I would guess. No, there we are, 55th. I wasn't too far off. I mean, we're 2 and a bit seconds off, or 2.2 seconds off 50th in the world. But there's a 2-second gap almost between 50th and 51st. Cheeseburger. Odd. Beelzebub. I like this name, Beelzebub. Tonton Ladicup. Oh dear. Yeah, that was... I'm happy with that lap. I mean, it's not the greatest lap I've ever done of the ring. It's definitely not the worst. And next week's car is going to be the Audi R8 V10 Plus. Yes, I am doing the impossible, or attempting the impossible. For those of you who don't know, who are new to the channel, I've tried driving the Audi R8 V10 Plus around the Nurburgring before. I've deemed it impossible. There is a bug with the R8 V10 Plus, and I'm going to just check to see if anybody's managed to set a time with this thing, because I mean, the vehicle record should be... Okay, so it looks like it is possible. I've just been hitting some bad bumps. Looks like it's very possible. Could just have been like a really weird line that only I take that causes that bug. But there was a clipping issue with this guy, the R8 V10 Plus. So we're going to be trying that next week. I'll do multiple attempts. I'll post-commentate it because I'll just record every attempt back to back to back to back to back. And the week after we'll be doing the Porsche 911 Yellowbird, or the Rough CTR Yellowbird. With a top speed of 340 kph. That thing's going to be a beast. So until next time, and don't forget, if you do like Project Hell, there's a 4-hour stream tomorrow, starting at 1 PM GMT or 2 PM Irish time. Courtesy of summertime. Woo! And until then, stay safe, and goodbye.